Good evening, thank you Ben, and thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit to you tonight. I'm Matt Griffiths, and I was a musician. That's how I started. I was a drummer, I was a percussionist. That's how I made my living. I'm not going to play drums for you tonight, I'll leave that to Harriet, but very quickly I got involved in music in lots of different social situations. So using music as quite a powerful tool in regeneration, community, all that kind of thing. That kind of moved on. I had the opportunities to work here, and I'm still working here to establish the Devon School for Social Entrepreneurs, which is established, and we're set up, and we're ready to go. I'll just give you a little flavour, literally a little snapshot about what Devon School for Social Entrepreneurs is, what it's going to do, and indeed what we hope to achieve. So firstly, School of Social Entrepreneurs, it's national. It's a national UK school, and there's now 10 schools around the UK, and indeed an international school in Australia. It's impossible not to talk about School for Social Entrepreneurs without talking about its founder, Michael Young. So Michael Young, indeed, Lord Young of Dartington, was a trustee here. As many of you will know, Michael was a serial social entrepreneur, made incredible things happen. Many things happened, things went great, things went badly, that's all part of the landscape. The things that went well still continue. So things like we know about the Open University, we know about the Institute of Community Studies, we know about Consumers Association, we know about Which. That was all things that Michael Young established during his time here at Dartington. I guess the values which we've touched on already tonight, for Michael, that was the belief that individuals can achieve remarkable things given the opportunity. He had this great belief in the power of the individual to make change, to achieve social benefit, to make something happen in the community, to step up to the plate and to do it and make it happen. And I think essentially that's what drove him with the School for Social Entrepreneurs, to support those kind of people, to give those kind of people that are doing this work a kind of sense of legitimacy, to feel part of a group of other social entrepreneurs that are doing this kind of thing. And this was his vision for setting it up. And it was set up in 1997, and as I said, there's now 10 schools around the UK. So Devon School for Social Entrepreneurs, we're the new kids on the block. And myself and Kate, my colleague, are here tonight, and we're setting it up, and it's part of the Dartington Hall Trust. So it's absolutely about supporting those individuals in the belief that at the end of the day, it's people, we've touched on this already, it's individuals who make change, both in their community, maybe national, maybe international. Without those individuals, it's very difficult for change to happen. So in a sense, it might even challenge the kind of the agencies that we see around now, with public money being invested in these agencies to make things happen. I think Michael's belief was actually it's not so much the organisation that's going to affect change, there's generally an individual behind it that will make it happen, hence setting up School for Social Entrepreneurs. So that's kind of what it is. What it'll do in Devon, Kate and I are busily recruiting people now, and we're holding interviews next month. So we're holding interviews for people who have got those personal attributes about resilience, creativity, not afraid to ask the hard questions, not afraid to knock a few walls down to make things happen, and that creativity to come onto the programme. They come onto the programme because 75% is about them, and their kind of journey to date, and their career to date, and their experience to date that has affected them and has really driven them to make a difference. We'll be interviewing them next month. And secondly, they come to the programme with an idea. So they have an idea in their head that's essentially about acting entrepreneurially for social and public benefit rather than personal profit. Yes, they need to make a living. Yes, they need to pay themselves, but ultimately what they want to do is for social benefit. So interview, we'll be talking really closely to them about them and their journey, as we say, and also their idea. Just to give you a couple of examples to put a bit of meat on the bone. So when I was on my induction in July, when I kind of started all this, I met Ros. This is a London example. Ros has lived on the Moorlands estate in Brixton all her life. That's her home, challenging environment, but she kind of loved it, but it was challenging. Ros had a passion for horse riding. So on that estate in Brixton, on the Moorlands estate, she established a horse riding club for young people to take part. With all sorts of issues of crime, drugs, etc. going on, she put her head above, stepped up to the plate and made this project happen. Ros got on SSE because of that reason, because it was an idea. SSE thought it through, and now the business, in her case a charity, really thrives very effectively. She's now got a £1 million capital appeal on that Moorlands estate to build a horse riding stables on the Moorlands estate in Brixton. That's the kind of people we're interested in. Secondly, a more kind of local example, Helen. Helen lives in Exeter. By trade, she's an occupational therapist. But she had a real passion for introducing animation as quite a powerful tool, a central tool in the therapeutic process for clients and in different therapeutic settings. Did the NHS provide her with the support to do that? No. So she quit the NHS, she got funding and investment from Nesta, she's on the SSE programme to develop a business, she's got the governance right, it's now a company, etc., etc. But in both those situations, in both those cases, there's an individual there who's really driving change. And that's the kind of people we want to interview in November, and as I said, Kate and I will be doing that with a view to them coming on the programme in January for 12 months. On the 12-month programme, it's action learning. It's not academic, it's not ticking the box, it's not accredited. They take part in action learning sets with a facilitator, project visits, tutorials, and what we call expert and witness sessions, whereby a witness who's done something with real impact will come and quite happily tell their story and be kind of supportively interrogated by the students as to what they've done. So it's actually learning by doing. And then we might have a lawyer in the afternoon doing a session on intellectual property with some hard skills about, the whole issue of intellectual property in your idea and your business. That makes the 12 months. The students will meet every 2 weeks. We're holding those interviews now, and they start in January. They graduate in December, at which point they become a fellow of the School for Social Entrepreneurs. And there's now 500 of these fellows all around the UK making stuff happen. So it's a kind of really exciting time to be setting this up, and it's taken about 2 years of planning. Yes, we got money from the Cabinet Office. Yes, Dartington Trust are leading this, but we have a range of partners in Devon who are putting their backing to this initiative. And I'll quickly list them just so you get a sense. So Devon County, Torbay Council, Business Link, University of Plymouth, South Devon College, Cosmic and Tor Homes. They're giving in-kind support or indeed cash, or hopefully both, to support this initiative, to make it happen so we can get that group of, say, 20 students in the programme for next year. Just finally, so what? So what? What's the result of all this? What's the impact of this? SSE as a national organisation commissioned the New Economics Foundation in 2007 to do a piece of research on their first 10 years of operation. And indeed, the statistics are quite persuasive. 85% of the organisations established by the students of on the programme are still in existence, and the statistic is over 1.5 times more likely than conventional businesses to be in existence after 8 years. Just in terms of jobs, for every student graduating from the programme, whatever organisation they set up, they're generally, on average, employing 3 people and creating 10 voluntary positions. On the money, over 60% of the businesses set up by the students have reported a 5-fold increase in turnover, which they've attributed to their involvement with the SSE programme. And over half of those giving financial information reported that 50% of their income was from trading activity. Because I think one thing we were really quite interested in is actually the curse of public subsidy and public funding. Does that really lead to impact? But actually balance that with these ideas and organisations becoming sustainable on a trading basis. And that's something that we'd look at quite carefully in the programme. So just to conclude, I've just kind of rattled off what it is. There's more information going on. Kate and I are here tonight, sse.org.uk. There's information to take away. We're recruiting those pioneering people next month. We're working really quickly. We want to make it happen. So if you do know of people, by all means get in touch. And I know there's lots of businesses here, there's lots of different organisations here, but for me, this isn't a CSR thing, this isn't a corporate social responsibility thing, this is about a kind of effectively, hopefully, a new business model where the individual is creating something that, yes, is looking at the numbers, is hard-nosed, it is the financial bottom line, but it's also fundamentally about the social bottom line and the environmental bottom line as well, to make a difference indeed UK, internationally, and of course in the future, no doubt, in Devon. Thank you very much.